Welcome to Wedding Day Podcast with your hosts, Sonja Babich, CEO of Iron Diamond Media, a leading wedding resource featuring 7 localized wedding brands across the country.
Hi everybody, Sonja here with Wedding Day Podcast, sitting with amazing Brittany, publisher of Wisconsin Bride and Arizona Bride. And we are here in Madison, Wisconsin, sitting down with Jan from Relics. And Jan, you can just look right at me. The cameras are all around us, so you can just, okay. Yeah. So Jan, I want to hear your story of like how you started Relics, because I've been to the OG warehouse, and now we have a new warehouse. But I just want to know how you got into rentals.
Yeah, so I was working and traveling for work, and then I had my first child, our daughter, and I was a stay-at-home mom for a little bit, and then I went back to work traveling. And traveling with a newborn doesn't work out so well. And so I quit. So I went from covering 1/3 of the U.S. to being a stay-at-home mom. So I had severe cabin fever. And I found rentals out in California.
Oh yeah, they're a client.
And I thought, oh, that's so interesting. And so I just started researching it, because thinking about what I wanted to do when the kids were back in school. What was I going to do? I knew I wanted to go back to work. And my background's molecular genetics. That's what I did for.
Yeah. Rentals, molecular genetics.
That was the company I worked for. It was a molecular genetics company. I was on their sales team. Okay. So my territory was 1/3 of the U.S. and Canada, so I had to travel a lot. And my daughter was 2 months early, so I had to bring her with me.
Oh my goodness.
On the business trip, so that was hard. So my mom came at some point. My husband's like, I don't think this is working out financially. Like,
yeah, take mom to come with on every business trip.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I discovered Found, and it was either go back into that field or do something a little more creative. And I did some market research locally, and there wasn't one in the Milwaukee area. So
yeah. Well,
I actually reached out to Found and Casa de Perrin way back in 2012 to talk to them about starting one in Milwaukee.
I cannot say enough things about Found Rental. They are absolutely classy and so respected in the community. So I'm not surprised you're inspired by them.
Yeah.
You know? So how big is your team, for one? Like, how many people are on? Because you kind of have to have multiple different kind of roles, like delivering and setup and organizing. Like, I can't even imagine.
There's about 10 of us, 10 core people and team members, and then we have a lot of delivery guys that are as needed. And we have a lot of regular delivery guys that have worked with us over and over again at events. So that's nice that they keep coming back, because that's important to have that consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like that reliability that they're going to deliver it all in one piece and get it properly set up. And
there's a lot of details to what we do. A lot. And
well, you make the Pinterest boards come to life.
Yes, rentals are huge.
Yeah. So with details with installing at events, all the different decor details of what's supposed to go where, and when we leave the event, everything's supposed to be picture perfect and ready for photography and guests. And so making sure that's all executed the day of is important. So having people that are trained well to do that is important.
Yeah.
So like, what's a typical week look like for preparing for a wedding, right? They have the order. How do you execute from the order to showtime?
We have people that pull and pack, and everybody across the board, from people reading the orders and double checking. We get as many eyes on that pull ticket as possible to make sure all the details are carried out. I mean, from the time they reach out, the salesperson is making sure all the details are included in the order.
What's the most weddings you've done in a weekend? Do you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh goodness, that's a good question.
It's got to be a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Rental companies can do a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that with like deliveries and probably can, depending on the quantities, how to fill much in a truck, but can couples come and grab at the warehouse too? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, wow.
We allow will call,
Yep.
where they pick up and return to our warehouse, and then we offer delivery services.
Yeah.
And we have different levels. I mean, we have standard where we just drop off, and then we have full service where we unpack and set everything up and decorate and assemble, and then go back and dismantle and pack up afterwards too. We even offer what I call scullery service or back of house, where we'll scrape plates if
Yeah.
their caterer doesn't provide that.
Oh, really?
I love the trends and like the dishware and having so many different options. I feel like rentals started a lot with like lounges, and you know, that was kind of like the base of it, and now it's really moved to like making your wedding so unique with doing different things. Like the venue has white plates, but if I bring in a different color, my wedding will look different. So do you feel like what's trending for 2025, or what are you seeing like people really wanting a lot of?
Oh, our clients are all over the map. Depending on their venue and what their needs are, we have brides that are, or couples that are just, they're interested in the dishes, or they're interested in the centerpiece decor, or the whole shebang. They want the tables and the chairs and everything, the whole look.
Yeah.
Or ceremony decor. Yeah, it all varies from client to client based on when their wedding is and where it's located and what the venue is providing versus,
Yeah.
or if it's at a private estate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when a couple comes in with a planner or non-planner, what does the first initial meeting look like? You're like, let me see that Pinterest board or mood board.
We do, because we want to get an idea, because everyone's descriptions are different, and they may be described, like we name our inventory, so people, that's the Pierre sofa, or because someone describing it may describe another sofa that looks similar, but they're talking about the Pierre sofa.
So your furniture has names.
Everything has to
I
have
love
a name.
that. That's such a great way to do
because
it.
everyone's descriptions are different, so that way we're all on the same page. But we do want to see inspo images. We prefer to see that. We ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So, okay, so say they want the pear couch, and you're like, oh, awesome, and you're writing it down, and then once they leave, you like, inventory. It's gone. It's taken already. What do? Do you just share, like, I'm sorry, the pear couch is taken, or are you going to try and go buy another pear couch?
No, we will make suggestions of what we think would work
Instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of couples, brides in particular, who will send us pictures from Instagram of work that we've already done for past clients. And they're like, I want that exact same thing. And so we always try to let's try to do it a little bit different so it's more unique to you. So we're not
Repeating.
We don't want to say the copy word that please don't copy, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, sometimes we do have to just be an order taker.
Yeah.
But-
Well, there's a lot of ways, like especially on Instagram, you guys have so many amazing like preset lounges. So it's really a great place to like go, and that's where you find your initial inspo is your Instagram, because you guys have so many wonderful setups. So I feel like that's a good place to start. And then from there, like, how can we make your wedding unique? You know, and you are specializing in boutique rentals, like we've kind of, talked about prior. So like what sets your rental company up differently than kind of like other rental companies that you love about yourself and what you guys do?
Well, with events, you can't do it small.
Yep.
We have a large inventory. I mean, you have to be able to
Yeah,
scale
and you
for
probably have
large
to keep investing into
events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the things. We have a large warehouse.
Yep.
And we also stick to specialty rentals. We try not to order wholesale.
Yep.
So anyone can do that.
Yep.
It's hard to curate and find stuff out in the wild, as I call it. That's harder to do, and some people just don't have the eye for that. As a matter of fact, when I reached out to those other rental companies in California initially, one of the things they said was, you need to make sure that you have a good eye for
Yeah.
Put your own stamp on it.
the trends, and we try to be ahead of the trends and set our own trends and come up with new product lines, which we are launching some new product lines very soon
Well, that's exciting.
for the new year. And
Share more. What's to come?
And we do that. We try not to look at what's already happened on Instagram and Pinterest. We try to look at movies, fashion,
So true.
yeah, interiors,
Yeah.
instead of looking at events that have already occurred.
We're the same
sure.
way. When we hear like an upcoming trend, we're like, okay, good. We need to look at what's coming ahead of that trend.
Yeah.
You know, to keep being trendy.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling that to our team on the West Coast. I'm like, back in the day, 10 years ago, you're always like, oh, California and New York are so ahead of the times, right? Minnesota will catch up. And now with social media and, you know, website, the internet, it's like they may be ahead of like maybe a couple weeks, and then we are right there. You know, we all wear the same clothes now. We all shop at the same places, not you need to go to that specific mall to get that brand or furniture. It's all available now at our fingertips or a swipe.
Yeah. So the big box, what I call the big box rental companies that do order everything wholesale, they usually have the basic rentals. We're not, they're like higher up the food chain than we are, because you're going to book your basic rentals first, and then the more detailed decor details and furnishings come later on in the planning process. So, but they do eye what the specialty rental companies are doing, and if something's a hit, then they'll source it wholesale.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what is an ideal client for Relics, like to walk through the door?
The ideal client,
Like full service, like
they dig our brand, and they're just like, make it look cool.
let you have creative freedom, and your team have some freedom with that.
Yeah.
I love that.
But we do work with a lot of designers where we are just the order taker, and that's totally fine too.
Yeah.
That's actually quite easy to do. But yeah, we can play however they want in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Do you like when they tell you a budget, or do they come in just blind, like an engaged, like, or guide us? What is a budget for all this?
Yeah, most of them don't know
Yeah.
what the budget
I don't even know.
should be based on what their wants are. So
Especially
we do
rentals.
try to help them with that.
Yeah.
So when you hear a tent wedding versus a venue wedding, you're probably like, well, tent wedding's going to be a lot more.
Yeah. It can be. Or, I mean, a venue, if they can put a lot of money into decor and floral installs, and so it can be all over the map.
Yeah.
So what has been one of the funnest or more unique weddings that you helped assist with decor recently?
Oh, recently, let me think.
Or any crazy stories you have with the
Yeah.
rentals? Any furniture that broke on its way out and you had an emergency couch needed?
Yeah, I mean, we've had clients leave stuff out in the rain.
I thought that has to
Yeah.
be so common.
Like they, insisted on delivering the day
Yeah.
before, and they didn't want us to come get it till the next day, and they were insistent. We prefer same day load in and load out for outdoor events for that
Yeah.
reason, so our stuff is protected. And no, we're gonna cover it, we promise.
Yeah.
Once they get alcohol going on a wedding day,
Yeah, they didn't cover it.
No,
Yeah.
no. You got to think of all those things again. Another reason why a planner is so
Yeah.
fantastic.
We love working with planners.
I was going to say, do you require it?
We don't require it, although I wish
You
we
would.
could.
You're thinking about it slightly, even though there is a lot of that, like you said, walk-ins and things like that.
Yeah.
Just a couple little things, but yeah, planners are a huge part of that design now, which I think probably
Yeah.
helps.
Some planners want us to do that, take that away from them, off their plate, and just figure it out for them, and we're totally fine to do that.
Yeah.
And some planners are pretty design savvy, and some think they are.
Yeah.
We just don't post those pictures on social media.
I would assume one of your biggest obstacles, or I would say headaches, or not. It's just part of the business, probably for you, but is candles, like cleaning candles.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that look
Yeah,
like?
wow, I can't imagine.
Yeah, they're very labor intensive. Some people think they're cheaper than floral, and if you're doing candle heavy, it can be just as much as floral once you count the
Right.
labor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people, you have to put the candle in there, light the candle, and then you got to clean it out. And
Do you
remove everything.
Do you give the option for like used candles and new candles, or do you just do
battery
new?
operated?
So we don't allow wax. We
Okay.
yeah, we don't. Well, I take that back. We do allow wax tapers, and so the candle cleaning fee, the handling service is billed in advance.
Okay.
We have that discussion up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like with family style meals, with people that want heavy centerpiece decor, the family style meals that takes away the same real estate as the candle decor does.
Yeah.
So we have to have that conversation. Lots of details. There's lots of details.
Yeah, that's a really good thing to actually talk about when you're wanting a family style meal, and you have to think about what is your centerpiece.
Yeah.
Because where is the food gonna go? You don't want to have a tray jack sitting right next to you with a tray on it. Like, that's ghetto.
One time I saw the cake as a centerpiece. So they had little mini cakes at each table.
That was popular.
And it's
in
just
the
really
2000s.
cute. It's
Yeah,
like
we've
just-
seen that too. Yeah.
And or like something. It has to be something small. It has to just be.
I actually don't hate that. It's very social.
Yeah.
having
Well, your
a dessert
desserts
on the table.
Your dessert's at the table ready to go. So I think it's just kind of a cute way to like do something simple. Because family style is becoming more popular with intimate weddings and just, being more intentional. So I think.
But if you put that dessert on that table, my
Yeah.
Papa Bill is gonna go. I'm gonna have a piece of that. If there's no appetizers, or
Yep.
people get hungry, they don't wait.
Yeah. Some caterers push family style and some don't. It all depends on the catering company.
Yeah.
And the
thing
caterer
is-
they select too.
It is nice, but it also takes away from the decor on the table.
It does.
So
That's
if
such a
you're
good
wanting
point. For
those
sure.
nice pictures, you're going to have a bare
You are.
table with very minimal decor to make room for the
Or just
platters and
consider
bowls.
that your food is going to be part of your decor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Get pretty food.
So we actually rent serveware for family style as
Okay.
well. So
Okay.
if they go that route, we have something to rent them.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have colorful different bowls because you have like every color of the rainbow with dishware in your
Yeah.
warehouse. It's
Yeah.
so gorgeous.
The color coordinated warehouse.
Yeah.
How did it get there? How did you start? Like, how do you?
How did the idea even come about? I mean, like,
Yeah.
because I think you were the lead with like, let's have green glassware, kind of like what you see in anthropology. You were being anthropology.
Trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always the brand that I
Look at me
aligned
just
with.
kind of picking that up organically. But it's true.
Yeah.
Like you walk in, you had your blue glassware, your orange.
Yeah.
And that was your goal, just kind of make a store, your warehouse like that?
So you mean starting Relics
Like
with the collections that
Yeah.
we've started? I mean, so I can't say that's original to me. There were a lot of East Coast and West Coast companies like Found and Casa de Perrin that had started collecting before my time even. And so I kind of brought it to the
Yeah.
Milwaukee area. And yeah, we have some unique collections that other rental companies don't have, the other specialty rental companies. So we do get calls from all over the U.S. wanting, because they'll find us on Google for specific dish collections or specific items that they can't find
That's cool.
in their own locations, and we'll travel.
That's
we will
Yeah.
for
Anything-
a price.
Anything for money.
Yeah, ever since the C word, COVID,
Everything-
people are
yeah.
all willing to travel now.
Yeah,
I always say everything's for sale.
Yes, everything is for sale. So when you're needing to buy inventory, where do you look?
all over, anywhere and everywhere.
Are you always looking? Like every time you go out, do you feel like you're kind of always on a hunt?
So I do very little of that,
Okay.
very little.
Yeah.
Compared
Your
to
team.
some of my other team. And then I do have this one family friend who travels a lot for her husband's work. She goes with him and she goes picking.
Okay. Cool.
And she knows what we are keeping our eye out for.
But when you're actually renting it, you're like, oh, that came from this like place, and you're like, please don't break it. Please take care of this.
Oh, yeah.
That has to be hard sometimes giving out those items.
With rentals, nothing can be sentimental
Yeah.
because you may not see it again.
Are there any trends that you feel like you're seeing go away, or anything that
Or ready to say goodbye to.
ready to say goodbye to is dying a slow, painful death?
Let's just say like when there was burlap runners, like we were all ready when that went away, right?
When the mason jars died a slow, painful death, what's coming?
Yeah, the burlap thing. We haven't gotten.
Oh no, it's
any
gone.
increase
That's
in
gone.
that. Well, you can't launder burlap,
No.
so you can't really rent it. But people would contact us wanting to rent it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to buy it. 'Cause you can't really launder it. So if it gets food on it,
and you can go get a yard and go cut it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would, offer to source it for them because we do custom sourcing when the customers want, especially the ones that have the bigger budgets that want something debuted at their wedding.
Yeah.
We'll totally do
But
product
what
sourcing for
trend
them.
are you like ready to say goodbye to?
Let me think. I don't know.
What trend are you ready to say goodbye
What are
to?
you thinking?
Oh, put me on the spot. I don't know right now, to be honest.
Because
I'm not into high back chairs right now. Like high back, kind of more like Baroque.
Yeah.
Is that the word? Like
for like the sweetheart tables or the
just
sweetheart
high
seating.
chairs. But you don't see that as much. But I think I love color. Like we're doing a lot of color, yes. But I'm kind of ready for less color, if that is also making sense.
Oh, really?
Like we've been so pushing color like for our brands for how many years, and it's been great. And we were getting away from the whites and the soft pinks, right? And now people are doing color, but now I'm like, okay, we've been pushing color. We're trying to be ahead of the trend, so I'm kind of ready to have a little switch to it. Maybe just a different color, not like all the colors.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So we still got a lot of the whites and green.
I think that's one
Couples.
area where I feel like all year all I saw was whites and greens and whites and greens, and I was like, I just want color. So it's interesting. I feel like it's also relative to what you're seeing or who you're following and things like that. But I'm just like,
There are some planners that push that. It's easy to repeat and repeat that
I like
look
themes.
over and over again.
I think that's what I'm liking is a solid theme.
an intentional theme.
Yes, like our couple that wanted hermits as their wedding invitation. Like, I just need random,
Yeah.
to have the couple come out in their personality.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want to see more.
I think we're going to see more patterns,
Yes, that is definitely going
Which
to be
is-
a big thing.
color, a lot of color.
Yes.
I see that.
Well, I think
Yeah.
rental linens are becoming almost like a necessity. Like they're really people are actually really investing in them a lot more.
And
now.
honestly, pattern linens are way better than white linens because white linens show every dirt. A pattern linen doesn't show the spill on the table or the ketchup stain or,
Yeah.
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 So it's
we
actually
have
a good
some-
trend.
Yeah, we have some pattern pieces, some upholstery pieces that are hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see them moving with the new pattern trend that's up and coming that you see on the West Coast and the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, patterns are definitely hot right now for sure. Well, I think we are wrapped up for our time. It was so good, Jan, for you sitting at our table. Appreciate you and just being such a big cheerleader to
Thank
Wisconsin
you for
Bride.
having me.
And it's been fun just seeing you grow the last
Yeah.
couple years. It's just been great to watch from the sidelines, of course, cheerleading.
Yeah.
But, and just congrats on your new warehouse. Like, that's a huge victory for you and your team, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving all that was quite the undertaking.
Can't imagine. And probably driving the truck over. Drive slow.
I actually had a friend of mine who was on the East Coast move the year before we did, and I called her up. She was my business coach. And I said, I need to pick your brain. We have to move, and I don't know how to wrap my head around that right now. So I need you to talk to me. And so I said, I want to hear all the things that you did wrong. And she did. And you know what? It went great. Our move went great because of that 1 hour with her learning what not to do
She paid it forward.
up front. And I took her advice. I hired a third-party mover, even though rentals were a glorified moving and storage company
Yeah.
with prettier stuff. We hired a moving company
Yeah.
to move all of our stuff.
Yeah, and change is hard, and you took the leap to better you and your team and your products, so that's awesome.
Our new location is great.
It is so great.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Well, thanks for tuning into Wedding Day Podcast. The sun is, of course, perfect timing to shine on us in Madison. But we'll see you next time. See you, bye.